Hello. There's still so much smoke. I cleansed the area and it's still going. There's a lot of cleansing that needs to happen apparently, so ignore. It's mystical. Okay, I think I'll go here actually. No, I'll go here for now. I'll change it to the tarot stuff when we go into tarot. Oh yeah, did I want other card decks? I'll deal with it when it comes. How's everyone doing? How are we? It's crazy time of the year. So today is the new moon. Well, it started last night, I think, but it's today. We have a new moon in Capricorn. You're doing great. Oh, good. I'm doing good. I'm a little like, well, I'm doing fine. Maybe not good, but I'm doing fine. Like, my mom just had hip surgery and she's doing the best that she can to not have me like on call 24/7, which is great. But I'm having a lot of anxiety today and I'm not quite sure exactly where it's coming from. So getting grounded is necessary. Like I even was so spaced out that I forgot I was supposed to have therapy today, so I missed that. So it's okay though. Everything's fine. How are you doing? I was like, I like how my first response was my canned response, and then I was like, oh, I should probably just be honest. It's kind of that stream. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna do a little Palo Santo too. Much better than the last tarot stream? Oh, that's good. Are you home, Mojo, from the hospital? This is Palo Santo, and that's helping like bring in a little more creative, a little more. It's another thing you can use for cleansing, but it also is good to like set the mood for creativity and for lots of other things. Your anxiety is always high this time of the year. Yeah. I am. You came home on Sunday. Oh, good. I bet that's significantly better than being at the hospital. I know when my mom got out of her surgery, she was so like lucid and she was like, I'm ready to go. So, I mean, it took a couple hours for them to do all the things to get her ready to go, but like she was raring to go, and all the nurses were like, all right, we got to get her out of here. She's ready. Let's see. I have a little journal here that I'm going to write manifestation stuff in. I had, when my mom was in surgery, I had a nice long conversation with one of my friends, and it was actually so needed because she ended up, she's one of those people who's on a similar journey to me. So our journeys are have always been paralleled in some way. And she said something to me that like helped so fucking much. And it was because I get really down on myself for various things, right? And she was like, you have all the puzzle pieces. You just haven't figured out the best way to put them together. And I'm like, oh my God, that makes me feel so much better about life. Because like in doing streaming and starting, I like started over essentially from scratch. I used to be like a kind of a big fish in a little pond with doing photography. And now I'm like completely starting over, but I have like all these skills and all these other things I'm applying to it, but I haven't quite figured out the best way to put it all together yet. And So it made me feel less like I'm starting from scratch, you know? It was good for me physically to be there because I would not have rested the way I needed to. Right, totally. But mentally, it was rough being there for 9 days. 9 days, yeah. Jeez. That is a long time. But I'm glad you were able to get the rest. So yeah, and it's also really good you're able to recognize, like, you know, that you did need it in order to get the rest that you needed. Okay. So the first thing I wanted to talk about today was manifesting, and I want to talk about it because this new moon is in Capricorn. Capricorn is a very driven sign. It's my rising sign. It's like the sign of whatever you want to create, putting that into motion and building. And this is the perfect time to do like what most people would call your New Year's resolutions, is essentially what manifesting is, but manifesting. Hi K-Shape. Hi, oh my God. Hi, how are you? I was like, I'm just gonna call you by your whole screen name when I could have just called you by your name, but it's fine. Hi, how are you? But yeah, so essentially manifestation is kind of like what people do with New Year's resolutions, but they also don't. They often will be like, I'm gonna do this New Year's resolution, but then make it so unattainable most of the time that they never do it. And manifesting is a little bit different in mindset. I miss you too. How are you? I think we were just like talking about you the other day, wondering how you were doing. And I think I've talked a little bit about this year and how my mentality right now, you manifested me. Honestly. And how like my plan is really to go into this year like delusionally optimistic about everything I want to create and do, and I genuinely think that that's like gonna be the key, because in the past I've always had big ideas, big plans, big goals, but I never believed I could do any of it. It's 7 degrees there right now. That is so cold. Do you have stuff to keep you warm, I hope? That is so cold. I'm like looking at the temperature here and I feel bad because it's not nearly that, but that's so cold. So yeah, I wanted to go through a little bit about this because I figured I should write down things that I want to manifest. And if that inspires anybody to do so on their own part, that's awesome. And if not, then that's what you would normally do anyway. It's 2 degrees there. The fuck? That cold front really came in, didn't it? I hope all of you, I'm glad you have blankets. I really hope that you're keeping warm. That is too cold. Like in California, it never gets that cold, but even when it is a certain amount of if I think the coldest it's been getting here is in the 30s, but like even when it gets to the 40s, I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to get up. It's too cold. What am I supposed to do? We also don't have central heating in my house right now because it's broken. And it's been broken for like most of my life. We just never got it fixed. And it's too expensive anyway. We just have like heating blankets and like personal heaters. Well, I have a personal heater. I couldn't not have one. Okay, so let me go into, I'm just gonna write. Oh my God, I swear my handwriting just gets worse as I get older. Like, I don't know what I'm doing with it. And it also doesn't help that my brain works so fast that my handwriting is always like just scribbles. I really want to try to lead a healthier lifestyle, eat better, work out, stop vaping, and I want a baby. Oh, those are all so good. Such good things to bring in. It's 13 degrees there, but it feels like 0. Ugh. Is it snowing where you guys are? I mean, it must be, right? Isn't like 30 the freezing point or something? I don't know. You're having white Christmases? We had a flash freeze and 4 inches of snow last night. Oh my gosh. A flash freeze sounds terrifying. It's dry, no moisture in the air for snow. Oh, yeah. I saw like, it's so random. Because I mostly watch like Twitch, YouTube, and like TikTok at this point, and then like some streaming services. So I don't even really know much about what's going on in the weather until I saw a TikTok of a guy who was really into the weather, giving a weather report about the cold front that was coming from the Arctic down into like the Midwest and the South. And I was like, oh, we have a weather guy now on TikTok. This is great. I don't need any TV. It feels like -17 here. It snowed earlier, but it didn't stick. It was like 40 earlier today. Wow. You're right in the middle of it. Wow. That's so crazy. Maybe I should have another camera so I could show you what I'm writing. Or I guess I could just talk about it, but let me see. Or at least show you kind of, I guess, the upside down of it. I don't know if that's gonna work. We'll see. Hold on, let me try. Your weather's very back and forth. I love how we just have all representations of our country, of our whole country right here. Just all different states. Okay, let me see if this works. Oh, hello, hands. Okay. Oh, I could have that for tarot too. Oh my god, how cute. For free? What do you mean for free? Oh, your mom's for the holidays. Nice. Okay. Oh, I was being nasty. About my hands for free? It's the feet you gotta pay for. You can't even really see what I'm doing at all, but you can see my hands, and so that, well, I don't know, that adds, it adds, right? I guess, I don't know. Some people dig hands. I do have, hey, I will say, I have nice hands. I could have been a hand model, although I tattooed them, but I think it made them prettier, personally. I used to, my friend who does my nails, when she started her doing nails, I was her, like, the first person she did them on, so I was very, like, look at, this is my hand modeling for the nails. Oh, ew, ew. Thank you so much. One of my other best friends did my hand tattoos. She usually doesn't do hand tattoos because they are kind of unpredictable of how they fade and stuff, but, I convinced her. I was like, I really want hand tattoos. I want to look like I have jewelry on my hands all the time. stand tattoos. I just personally couldn't. My pain tolerance isn't high. Of the tattoos I've had, these were probably middle ground pain. The highest pain was the top of my feet. I have the top of my feet tattooed. That one was really painful. The least painful was inside the lower lip. It says glamour. It's hated a lot, especially where on this side. But that one doesn't hurt at all. It's just really awkward to keep your mouth open like that the whole time. It kind of just feels like just like if you scratched it, that's what it feels like. That's it. Also, the neck, like behind the ears and stuff, was not painful. The wrists was kind of medium. The back of my thighs was not bad. I don't know how many of you know this because I don't show like my body very much, but I have the back of my thighs tattooed and it says classy lady, as classy on one leg and lady on the other, like right under my butt on my upper thighs because I thought it would be funny and I still think it's funny. And because I'm classy, but like it's not a classy place to have it. Oh. But that one wasn't bad either as far as pain. Angles weren't bad either. The leg, I have my upper thigh on the outside, like on the side. That one hurt more, but it was also more detailed. I think the more detailed of a tattoo you get, the more painful it is. The one behind my ear was the least painful. Yeah, these ones don't. I have my original logo on that side, and then I have this one's really faded. You can barely see it. I have my own kiss mark on this one. The guy that did that one and a couple of my other ones was just not very good at it though. I've had a few pretty bad tattoos. So I only go to one of my best friends now who does tattoos. She's the only one I trust. The back of the neck was fine too. I feel like this would hurt, the throat, but like the back and the sides of the neck are fine. Anyway, okay. I got my nails done the other day. I got the sports cut, which is short as hell and flared, and I hate them. The only reason I got it is because I have to type for work. Why are they flared? Are they flared like duck nails? Like flared that way? Like this? You can't see that, can you? Like that? Like a flare, like a flare jean? Yeah, but not that drastic. Okay. I think it says you're old and having nighttime medication. Honestly, my mom was like going through all of her medications for her surgery and then started going off on her like regular stuff, like all the vitamins and stuff that she takes. And I was like, yeah, nothing. I was like, well, a lot of people have those, but that's a lot of stuff to take on a regular basis. Okay. Let me just pin that down. I was mocking myself because I'm now a nighttime medication person. My grandmother takes 47 pills a day. Holy cow, that is way too many pills. Gotta love Big Pharma, honestly. Honestly. That's crazy. Okay, so I did a little bit of manifestation type stuff a couple months ago or a month ago. I don't know how long ago it was. Where I was trying to figure out like what I really wanted to do this year. But I feel like my clarity has even gotten better since then, so I feel like this will be a little bit easier. I hope. The coolest way I've seen people do this is to break it down into categories of your life, right? So I'm gonna do that. She keeps them in a weekly pill container, split up by the hour. It's the size of a satchel. Oh my god. My grandma had a lot, but not that many. That's an insane amount of pills to take every day. I complain about having to take like 4. Oh, she does. She's got the beatus. The diabetes. I'm very grateful I don't have that. I'm really grateful to be, despite being a fat person, having really no health problems other than like my body being sore from being fat. And hypertension, which I also have. Ooh, hypertension. I don't even know what hypertension is. I'm gonna Google it. I was diagnosed with beatus while in the hospital. Yay, hypertension is high blood pressure. Oh, is it? Okay, that's kind of what I was getting from this, yeah. Treatable. It's always hard because when I do go to the doctor, I'm always like usually in a rush to get there. And so by the time that I get there, I'm like, all right, let me chill for a minute and then take my blood pressure. Hers is crazy. Her BP was 170 over 120 one time. Yeah, this one said like something about it being like sometimes like 180 over like 120 or something like that, which is crazy. The highest mine's been is 160 over 105. What has been going on lately? People are having problems right now. Either there's been a lot of ambulances going on. Crime, it might be crime. It's either, but where I live, the crimes are usually, because we don't have a lot of, I live in a pretty safe place. So we don't, that's gonna be an ambulance. I think that's a fire truck or an ambulance. It's just, I've been seeing the ambulances and fire trucks a lot. So I'm like, are we having fires or are we having heart attacks? Like, what's happening? There's a lot of those. But usually a lot of the like crime stuff that happens here is like DUIs, domestic abuse, and noise complaints. Probably a kitten stuck in a tree. Oh my god. I don't think they would move for that, to be honest. They'd be like, too bad. It kind of blows my mind that there was ever a time that was a thing. You know what I mean? Was that ever actually a thing, or was that just like a stereotype? I always think that when I see a fire truck. Very Pleasantville status. Okay. I'm going to write down different categories, and I think we'll go through that way. Not fire. Okay. We'll start with career. don't know how many lines I need in between. Okay, fuck it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do like 5. Health. Relationships? Question mark? What else is in my life? Relationships, career, health. I don't really know if I have, oh, I guess healing. Hobbies. We do healing goals. I do have some goals with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hobbies. Finances. I would put, would that be different than career? Let's add it. Let's do it. Yeah, let's add it differently than career. I'm going to put it on the other page. Finances. Maybe like self-image. Like how you view yourself in general. What was the last time I wrote manifestation? I wrote main goals, money goals, side projects, creative projects. Ooh, habits. Oh, hi, welcome in, kiddos. How are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing manifestation for the new moon. Habits. I think habits is good. Trying something new, bucket list things. That's a good idea. I'll just put like bucket list. And then I think the last one might be, we have career, health, relationships, healing, hobbies, finances, self-image, habits, bucket list, and then I think I'll have one for like major goals, like the really big long-term type stuff. Big goals. Big ones. It's a bit late, but we made the cutest pentacle wreaths from sticks outside. Oh my god, that sounds so cute. So cute. I got all this stuff to make wreaths for my shop and I never made them, so I'll be making them at some point this year. I want to try to make like the moon wreaths where they're shaped like a moon. Okay. Subcategory good versus bad habits. Yeah, I think mine, so you like the good habits that you want to bring in and the bad habits you want to get rid of type of thing. Yeah. Yeah. First, okay, I'm going to start with habits right away because I already know I need to change my sleep schedule. Change sleep schedule. Because right now I am pretty much up all night and then go to bed in the morning and that's probably not good. I need to be I need to change it at least to be more like getting up in the early afternoon, at least. You'll buy all my stuff. Thank you so much. Nocturnal girl, for real, for real, for reals. I mean, I've always been that way, but I need it to be a little more balanced. like a little bit more. I need to not be in such a bad mood if somebody's like, we need to meet up at like 11 a.m. and I'm gonna be like, no. I need to not. I also want to start having like one stream a week be more in the daytime, just to see how that goes and maybe reach different people or give people more time to hang out in a, you know, that don't want to stay up late type of thing. So I'll add that to career because that's actually one of the things I want to do. Stream one day a week in the afternoon. And overall, I think I want to stream 3 to 5 times a week on average. Right now I do 3, but I have some ideas and goals that I think would be good to have extra streams for. Because one of my things I want to do this year is to create an oracle deck with and show the process, because I want to create an oracle deck. I've already started it. Like I got a bunch of flashcards and wrote down like all the things that I would think I would want, so I could start playing with it and seeing if that's like what works and what doesn't, and working that out. And so far it's been like the most blunt and straightforward deck that I've had. So I really like it, and I want to mix in my photography work with it by doing photography, like photo shoots for it, which I could then stream so you guys could see behind the scenes of photo shoots that I do. And then the photos in the end would be like a mixture of photography with like graphics and maybe even drawing over them. So it would create like this very graphic based imagery that would have to do with the different cards. And then I could even like sell the stuff on merch and whatever too. Oh, no problem. I hope that you sleep well, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday. I'm so glad I've inspired you. I hope that you have a beautiful night. Thank you so much for being here. But yeah, so that's a project that I'm excited about this year, because I feel like it would be cool to then like show the process of it, and I could do that with like on stream and through TikToks and different stuff like that, and even YouTube videos. The idea of doing gaming YouTube videos that are different from what I'm already doing makes me anxious, because it's so much more work. You have to like edit it. But so I'm trying to like think of things to do that would be a little bit faster. So as far as like more of a streamlined process. I also was going to start doing some ASMR videos and try to do them in a way that I don't have to edit them much. It would just be more of like a full video of something, with doing like healing or tarot readings on YouTube. And then What else? Yeah, I mean, like, the most of is what I've been doing. Playing games, making art for my shop, doing drag. I already technically have merch. I have to start creating more TikTok content. Ugh. I'm trying to learn how to, I'm trying to do that though and be like more authentically me. If you hear sounds, it's my mom going to the bathroom and she's in pain, so just letting you know. Hi Cheesy, how are you? How are you doing today? Another project I thought about doing this year, which I may or may not do, it kind of just depends on how things pan out, was to do a coffee table book, which would be like a decade of my photography. I need all the help I can get. Aw. How are you feeling, Cheesy? Oh good, Mojo asked too. We're double asking. I'll write photo book just to see, just in case I want to end up doing it. Just of like all my favorite work that I've done over the years, because I've technically been doing photography for like over 10 years now. How's the healing going? There's so much healing happening right now, like physical healing. My mom just had hip surgery. She's in a lot of pain, but hopefully today is like they said that the day after and today would be the worst, and then it's going to start getting better, so hopefully that's the case. You never really know, and they never want to give you enough pain medication because of the opioid epidemic, which I understand, but like,
Talking about me?
a little bit. You got some incense that were nice. I love incense. Okay, health. What are my health goals? So right now we're doing like manifestation stuff, and then I'm going to be doing tarot readings after that. 2022 is the year of heartache and devastation. Honestly, it was for me too. There's been so much death this year, just alone. Like, I don't know how it was for everyone else, but the way that it manifested in my life was death. Like, way too much death. Health. I always struggle with this one because, however, I made so many new friends and I just want to focus on that. Yeah. You know, I really kind of thought this year was pretty fucking shitty, and then I looked back at all of the stuff that I did do this year with like streaming and meeting new people and starting this community and all that stuff, and that definitely showed me that there was a lot of good in it too. I think that's a really good way to reframe the mental aspect of this year. That's one thing that I think is good about like taking photos and videos and stuff on your phone and being able to look back on it, because there's so much that you forget about when you don't do that. And when you were able to like look back on it like that, like a whole year, I really thought that I didn't do much this year, but I did a lot. It just wasn't like what I was used to doing. It was a different feeling. I don't know if I'll finish all of this on stream because I want to be able to get to other stuff, but I think we'll do a little bit more of the manifestation stuff. So the way I broke mine down was career, health, relationships, healing, hobbies, finances, self-image, habits, bucket list, and big goals. This may sound selfish, but I can't wait to take so many selfies and try all the filters. That's not selfish. I also need to need makeup tips. Ah, I got you. We could do a whole stream just on that, honestly. We could do like one of those dual ones where you like are like your videos here like on the new feature or whatever, and we could do it like that and we could talk about it. That would be fun. This year was changed for me. I graduated and moved. Next year I'm definitely working on getting grounded again. Yeah. I think that, I mean, I don't know how it is for everyone else, but the energy that I'm picking up on this year based on just how I feel, but also like some of the astrology I've looked into, is that the first part of the year, from now until about the end of February, it's going to be pretty slow. It's going to be a little chill. It's going to be like a good time to reflect and like start to get grounded for what's coming. Spring, like around March, there's going to be a big shift. It's going to start feeling lighter. There's going to be a lot of like things are going to really start going. By the summertime, it's going to be moving at more of a rapid pace. And then by the fall, there's going to be like, it's going to start to settle in a little bit, but it's still going to be like a lot of big things going on. Like a co-host side by side? Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun? I think that would be fun. I'm gonna need stitches for my ribs and a diaper for my pee. That's so funny. Cheesy, I don't want to pry, but what did you get? What was the surgery you got? What did you get done? Was it medical or was it cosmetic? No mascara during the makeover. the waterproof mascara. I don't like waterproof mascara though. It takes forever to come off. I'm just trying to live my boba life. Give me the bobas. Got him. You also don't have to answer that if you don't want to. Okay. Healing. In healing, my goal is to continue to heal my family stuff. So their opinions no longer affect me. There's a lot of issues with that. Both, I had 8 broken teeth surgically removed and have 5 more to go, and then I'll have a beautiful smile. Wow, that's painful. Wow. It's been 10 years since I smiled in photos. Oh my goodness. Well, congratulations. That's major. That sounds painful, but that's major, and that's awesome. And that's a big deal because teeth are expensive. I had like 1 crown, and it was like, so thankful I still had insurance, but I was on the edge of like not having insurance like a couple months later, and I was like, good lad, I got that now. It was, but the shingles are worse. Oh, I bet. Ouch. So it's just like a clusterfuck of stuff going on. Just a clusterfuck of pain over there. Really, like my whole this last couple years have been like super big for healing for me, and to start breaking down a lot of the beliefs that I had around how I was like supposed to be, and like my family's always had very like assertive views on things, and as I break away from that and dismantle things, it just, everything is becoming so much better because I'm becoming more myself. And I'm at a point now where it almost feels like I've been it almost feels like I've been like it feels like I didn't know myself, but really what it is that I just didn't trust it. So really, like, I think this year is the year of trusting myself. Oof, yeah, that is expensive. Teeth, man. You know, just medical in general, but oof. Healing, trusting myself. And sharing my voice. There are so many times where I don't share things because I'm like, oh, people already know that, I don't need to say it. But like, I need to just share my voice anyway. Hobbies. There are so many things I want to try, like making stuff wise, but it's so much money to like buy more craft projects for things you've never done before. Like I want to try to do stained glass. I want to try to do like pottery, both of which more expensive. Did I miss the tarot? No, I was about to start it in like a couple minutes. I can start it now. Because a lot of this stuff I can just do later. But I wanted to like talk about manifesting a little bit and get you guys thinking about it, because tonight is the perfect time to manifest what you want to bring in the new year. Pottery is fun, right? Pottery and stained glass are the two things that I always look at people making. Well, and like miniatures. I love miniatures. Is the new moon? It is the new moon in Capricorn, my rising sign. All right, I'm gonna change. Actually, I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart. Let's go to the tarot category. I think first, okay, I'm gonna change this too. Okay, so we had, I think Mojo was first in the queue. And then Queen. And then I could do Cheesy. There you go. There we go. Update. Okay. Your rising sign should be hot mess. What is your rising sign? Oh, could you? It should be hot mess. Like that's the sign. That's my moon, hot mess. My moon is in Cancer, which kind of is hot mess. Or it's emotional mess. So it feels like a hot mess, but really I'm just like being really emotional about it. I kind of want to get the deck that I've been working on and try that with you guys too. But maybe later. Okay, so Mojo, do you remember your life path number? Yours is in Gemini. Ooh. And if you know, you know. One in general. Okay. And then Queen, I'll have you either... So I usually pick based off of your... pick the amount of cards based off of your life path number. So, either if you know what it is, you can let me know. If you don't, then you can let me know your... actually, let me just change this so I have the thing on the screen. Boom. Boom. Oh, look, my hand. Oh, my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let me fix this. Let me fix this. I apparently had this here. It's very large, though. Needs to be less large. Needs to be there. Okay. Your what number? Sorry, I have kids. No, you're good. It's your life path number, and if you don't know it, then you can just let me know your like birthday month and year, or you could figure it out. I could teach you how to figure it out if you don't want to say it. Are there like websites where you can figure it out that way? Because I think there are. It's your numerology life path number. There are websites. That's how I figured mine out. Because usually I just do the math. Let me try this website and see how it goes. Because if it's good, I can just put it in the chat for you. Okay. There's actually quite a few places that do it. I feel kind of weird promoting a random place like that though, but like... Let me try this one. Because like, I don't know what these websites are. This one's numerology.com though, so I'd feel better about that. Okay, that's a little more confusing, but you can go you can go to numerology.com to calculate your life path number, or send me your birthday and I'll calculate it. Okay. Because mine is 5. I'm on a lifelong adventure. Ready for anything. I want to soak up every experience this world has to offer. Bitch, you know that. People tend to learn by living and don't allow themselves to get stuck in any situation that has outworn its interest. True. The moment things start to get humdrum, a person with this life path will move on to something more fascinating, honestly. Routine is unbearable to people with a life path 5. No wonder I have such a hard time with routine. And yet, at the same time, I try to have routine because it's helpful. Okay. So, Mojo, yours is 1 and you just want general. So, let's do that. You know, I'll probably pull more than one though, because one is always not super descriptive. I just realized how high this is. Okay, maybe it's not. I don't know. How much of my bun do you want to see? Is really the question. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's great. 8 of Wands. Yeah, there you go. 8 of Wands. Life moving swiftly, achieving goals, things speeding up, falling in love, excitement about a new idea or a project, streamlining things, attuning yourself to the natural flow of life and rhythm, achieving goals, exciting news. We love that. Let me pull a little bit more and just see what else. That's the energy we're trying to bring into the new year, isn't it? Hell yeah. All of that. All of that. Hell yeah. Prince of Swords also, honestly, radical change in lifestyle. Whole new life opening up to you. New friends. Traveling. Intelligent, articulate, impetuous. So good. Yours is 22? Oh my god, I've never met somebody with a 22. Fascinating. That's a lot of cards to pull. I could probably reduce it down to 4, but because then you have like a really high life path number. Because there's only like, okay, it's 1 through 9, and then 11, and then 22. Those are the different life path numbers. 22 is a really, did you read about it? Let me go to, here. 22, the master builder. Although number 22s are idealist and visionaries, they still manage to keep their feet on the ground. Achiever, wise, intense, idealistic, resourceful, passionate. Could also be overly emotional, destructive, or dramatic. So cool. All right, I'm going to do one more for Mojo here. Let's see what comes up. Oh, the star. My favorite. Just like the joy, the comfort. There's so much good coming, Mojo. Oh my gosh. I feel like you've been really putting in some work and your perspectives have shifted because there's so much positivity here, like, coming in. The star, which is my favorite card. She's naked, don't look at her, but she's beautiful, so do. But, you know, Twitch don't. Confidence and tranquility. You may develop a calm, clear confidence in the future. If you're in need of healing, you may find it helpful to tune in regularly to the star's bright yet tranquil energy. Inner feelings of positive self-esteem, well-being and vitality, inspiration. You may be the recipient of much love at this time. Simplicity, naturalness, freedom, intuition, optimism, openness, just so much. Deserves all the positive juice, honestly. I really feel, and here's the thing, I don't feel this way every year, but I really, really feel like this year is gonna be so good. There is some huge astrological shifts that happen in March that have been in place since 2020. So like the 2020 feeling of being like bogged down that hasn't let up this whole time is going to finally like lift and things are gonna get better. I just can feel it. I can feel it. Okay. So Queen, do you have a specific question or do you want more? Oh, you said general. Okay, I got it. All right, let's do yours. General. I was like, just read the words right there. Okay. I really feel like part of my journey with doing this is to help people in the ways that I've been working on myself, you know, to like see all the possibilities of how we can co-create our lives. Because up until this point, I've genuinely felt like a victim of life half the time, where I was so focused on like the traumas that I've been through and like just the bullshit of life, you know, thinking that I needed to carry on to that narrative for some reason. And as I've continued to work on my healing, I realized that the biggest thing with healing is getting to a point where you can shed that stuff and start to look at the world more like you did when you were younger, like a kid. You know, kids look at the world so optimistically, and it's not like you're going to get to a point where you look at it so optimistically that you forget the experiences you've had, you know, but moving forward with the experiences you had, telling you that like shit happens, but then also moving forward and saying, what can I do with this now? And being like finding like healing is essentially getting to a point where you are wise enough to know what you've been through and what could happen, but you're open to anything happening. Because just because your experience, for instance, like I was saying in the Discord earlier, just because your experience might be that you've been cheated on a lot, or you get ghosted all the time, or you've had nothing but bad relationships, doesn't mean that every relationship's going to be that way. But when you expect it to be that way, then you tend to attract people who might fit that narrative, you know? But when you heal that part of you and start to realize like, okay, well, I'm going to be open to anything, then you start to open to the fact that that might not be a reality for you. You're not going to be looking for that to happen. You're not going to be expecting it. You're going to be open. If that makes sense. Okay, let's pull. I'm literally gonna pull 22 cards. It's like, it's a whole story. I could pull 4. Do I pull 4? Okay, I'm gonna start with 4 and then I can keep pulling from there. Because we have, right here we have the 8 of Cups, talking about like, it's in the furthest position, so it's more in the past, or what you've been dealing with most recently, which is dealing with letting go of things that have, you're totally new to this, I understand. And I do this a little bit differently than other people, where I pick like life path numbers, because that's one way for me to connect more to you as a person and your energy. A lot of people will just pull however many cards they want to pull, or like do specific tarot spreads or something like that. I always do it this way. It feels more connected to me. Like I feel more connected that way. So we have the 8 of Cups right here, talking about moving on, moving away, letting go of things from your past, moving forward into something new. This, you know, he's at the beginning of this journey to walk away from things, but it's letting go of whatever is no longer serving you. You have the Queen of Wands, who is very strong and confident, strong-willed person, usually indicating you. Then we have Rebirth. Hold on, let me hide his little, oh, there we go. rebirth. So I feel like you're really at this like rebirth stage of a whole new cycle of things in your life. And then we have the Ten of Cups, which is just so lovely. It's the most, you know, it's everything kind of coming together. You can have all of your dreams come true. You can you know, you can have a loving family, you can have a career, you can have loving relationships, you can have all of these things that you've been trying to bring in. All of that is available to you now on this rebirth path that you're on. I'm going to pull a couple more just to see if there's anything else. Okay. Okay, yeah. So then we have the Two of Pentacles here talking about needing to find balance. So I think that one of the things to focus on is going to be how to find balance in like the things that you've been going through, and like ideally the energy that you want to be in is in flow, which would be that everything is like pretty much just focusing on the day-to-day, like what you need to do that day, like having some plans and long-term stuff, but for the most part wanting to focus on just getting a little accomplished every day and being in the moment when you're doing it, because that's when you're going to feel the most connected, the most grounded, is when you're in the moment. So focusing more on the moment than like, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this. And which can be really hard, but you know, like the whole, one of the things that's popped up for me recently that I'm going to try, because I have ADHD and it's like harder for me to like focus on things. So I will, somebody was saying how like writing all the things you need to do and all the things that you're thinking of on Post-its, and then picking 3 of those Post-its to deal with each day. And it could be something like taking a shower, doing laundry, something like that. But just picking 3 and focusing on that so that you get a little bit done each day. Stuff like that. Then that might be helpful. I'm just bringing it up because it came up in my head. Then we have the Three of Cups, which is a celebration with friends, feeling more connected to like community and being around people. We have the Six of Wands, which is leadership, success in a chosen field. It could even be fame of some sort. It's usually some form of you taking a leadership role. And then we have the Five of Cups, telling you to not get, like, to be cautious of overworking yourself, of depression, of like it can be really easy to get back in this headspace. So focusing more on the balance is going to be really important, to not get too bogged down with this stuff, because this stuff, it comes up for all of us. It's hard to avoid, but yeah. Hi Cherry, happy almost Christmas Eve. Happy almost Christmas Eve to you. Okay, I'm gonna pull a couple more for Queen just really quick, just see what else there is. If you want a reading, you can get in the tarot queue from the channel point menu. Let's see. Okay, we also have Merry Christmas Eve Eve. The Seven of Swords. Working like, this is more so like needing information or researching or learning or taking the time to learn, to build up knowledge around a certain thing. We also have right next to it, Eight of Pentacles, building skills, working on your skills, having Merry Christmas, Adam. Adam always gets left out. Yeah, building up skill, building up, like building in a career, building in a like some sort of legacy, We have the Feralt, which is feeling harmony and I'm getting like creative energy and that balance that we were talking about. And then lastly, we have the Lovers. So this could either be an indication of a relationship coming up that you are going to be entering, or it could also be a relationship with yourself, building a relationship with yourself, or it could also be the passion around what you're building here, considering it's next to some talking about like building and career. It could also be about the passion and love that you're putting into that project. So there's a lot of good coming this year, and to just be aware of focusing on finding that balance, I think is going to be the main key. So I hope that helps, Queen. I hope that resonates somehow. I was confused. I thought Cherry's name was Adam. I read a book once where the day before Christmas Eve was referred to as Christmas Adam because, you know, Adam came before Eve, and I've called the 23rd that since. That's hilarious. Christmas Adam. I feel like that's a joke that I could tell to my family and they would actually laugh at it. A lot of times when I say anything that has to do with something that could be religious as a joke, they're always like, I'm like, it's a joke. It's not even offensive. It's not make so much sense. I'm about to get a new job. Just moved in with my boyfriend. Everything that you said that I've been working on so hard for is going to come all together. Yes! Love that. I love it. That's so exciting. Hell yeah. Okay, Cheesy, you're next. Let me know your life path number, or your birthday if you want me to calculate it, I can. And then let me know your, if you have a question or you want a general reading. Cherry, yes. Ooh, I knocked it, hold on. There we go. Okay, let me do Cherry really quick. You're a Sag, oh yeah. Sag energy. I just told my kids Christmas Adam and I was met with dissatisfied sighs and amused grins. You're also a 5? Oh, I love it. Can I do 2 readings? Like a general and more specific? Totally, yeah. No, it's not too greedy. If anybody who's had a reading wants to ask like more specific questions, you can let me know too. I will come back to it after I do that. Okay, let's do 11. Two, 3, 26, 8, 5. I like how I always double check because I'm always afraid that even though I've gotten faster at math over time, I've always been pretty slow with math, so I try to like be slower and like extra calculate it. Okay, so Cherry, your life path number is 4. Let me just read you a little bit about it. 4 is the worker, practical with a love of detail. 4s are trustworthy, hardworking, and helpful, ruled by Uranus. Trustworthy, helpful, steady, logical, self-discipline, problem solving. If expressed negatively, it could be contrary, stubborn, or narrow. For Cheesy, 5 is the freedom lover. The number 5 is an intellectual vibration. These are idea people with a love of variety and the ability to adapt to most situations, ruled by Mercury. Ew. Adaptable, freedom-loving, romantic, resourceful, witty, fun-loving, curious, flexible, accommodating. If expressed negatively, non-committal, irresponsible, inconsistent. Non-committal. I get a lot of stuff that says I'm non-committal, and what's so funny is that I'm like, I am super committed. Like, I can be super committed. However, I have to be all in on something, and it's so easy for me to be like, this isn't gonna work. So maybe that's not, maybe I am actually non-committal and I just don't realize it. Okay, general first, and then what should my focus areas be for success in 2023? Okay. Oh, I vibrate all right. The positive attributes definitely describe cheesy, right? The whole freedom thing and also the intellectual thing are like such big aspects of my personality too. In the fact that like what I look for in another person is they have to be an intellectual person, which hasn't been as easy to find. Oh, okay. I'll let you sit out. If you wanted to come out, you can stay out. Cheesecake is a joy to be around, so are you. Oh, yes. We're all joys. That's why we're friends. We'll just be joys together. Okay. Hi, welcome in. Oh my god, I love your name. Stinky. Okay, this is Cheesy's general. Let's see. Can I ask you a question? Sure. But if I don't like the question, I will probably not answer it and I'll probably ignore it. Okay, Cheesy. We have, let's see, multiple princess energies, which means you're kind of at the beginning. Like you feel like you're kind of like you're not super, like you're, okay, like you're kind of novice at something. Like you're not an expert in something. You're more of like building up into something. So you're like more in the beginning stages. How do you feel about Jesus Christ? I love Jesus Christ. I grew up Christian. I still believe in Jesus. I don't believe in a lot of the things that Christianity has turned into. So I have a much more open mind of all of that. I have a more loving, open-minded view of the world and people. Yes, I do know that what people think the Bible says about what I'm doing. Thank you. It wasn't actually in the original Bible, though, so I don't feel bad about it in one bit. Thank you. If you have a problem with it, though, you can leave. I believe in Santa Claus and I'm 25. Okay. So, we have the Princess of Pentacles. She's studious, self-reliant, good-natured. It's a potential for a new creative phase. Try meditating on the seeds of your creative project that lie in the past and on your vision of them in the future. Happy news about a family member or friend. Good news about money, investments, property, or work. So yeah, I think it's like the seeds of new projects about. We also have the Princess of Swords. Inquisitive, objective, aloof. May represent you, someone you know, or with whom you're communicating. Someone with good communication skills, good conversations, and a new impulse to learn and grow, a fresh viewpoint. Okay, then we have the Moon, which can usually be about like illusions or things that you have kind of like a illusion-like or dream-like state of certain things. Let me also go here. I just blocked them, so I don't know. They can probably still see. I just would like to not have that kind of thing in here because although I understand where they're coming from and I've heard those things many times in my life, I don't care to listen to somebody being negative towards me because your belief system doesn't line up with mine. So, okay. We have, I get enough of that from my own family. Thank you. We have the moon. Change, imagination, creativity, a difficult, well, yeah, it's like, this is going to be like facing your fears, deep revelations. Let yourself be guided by trust and you'll pass through all of your fears to emerge stronger. I don't get how people come around just to spread hate. You know, it is what it is. Like to me, I've grown up Christian. I view Christianity from a much more loving, open angle, but there are a lot of people that grew up with a very strict view of Christianity and don't want to take the time to learn about like how the Bible was created, how it was modified over the years. For instance, by King James it was modified, by the Romans it was modified, like it's been modified quite a few times throughout history, documented history, like it's been documented. And I think that the original message of the Bible is really important, to love all people, to spread the message of love from God, and to, you know, be like Jesus, where he would give the shirt off his back and help the poor and help the people who were hurt and all of that stuff. And stuff like this, like tarot or like psychics, none of that was in the Bible until the King James version in the 1600s. So I don't think any of this is wrong. I think it was considered wrong later afterwards, because it made it so that people were more free thinking and weren't just paying attention to what the authority of the land wanted. And so, I mean, people can think whatever they want to think. I view everything from a much more loving angle, where I want to focus on the love of helping people and healing. And I can't see your messages, so you can keep talking, but you're blocked from me, so I can't see what you're saying. You might as well just leave, to be honest. I don't know why you're still here. But that's how I view things. You can view them however you want to. It doesn't, like, I've heard everything from a million people, and you can't change my mind, so. Okay. Back to what I was doing. We also see the Eight of Pentacles here talking about building up skill and work through what you're doing. And then the World here, which basically says everything's gonna like really come together. You're gonna feel a lot of positivity this year. It's still like working on stuff and still building up stuff and working through fears that you have, but it's gonna lead to a really positive, it's gonna feel really positive. Because for some reason they think their opinion is better than everyone else's. Well, yeah, and you know what? This is specifically something that I'm currently working on in my healing, so I'm not really surprised to have something like that pop up in here today, because I am working on my healing and working to not care so much about what other people think. So as you work on stuff, you tend to have stuff that mirrors that thing that you need to heal come up. And this is one of those experiences. So, okay, cheesy. The other one was what to focus on in the year, right? very that. By being closed-minded and stubborn and being very aggressive demonstrates a very non-Christian attitude. I agree. Jesus loves and accepts everyone, including sinners. So come in and let us give you hugs. I love that. That's like the whole thing, right? That's the whole thing. That's my viewpoint right there. I don't think it's very Christian to judge people and make them feel bad about themselves or their lives because you don't like what they're doing, because you think it's against something that you don't believe in. Like, it is what it is. They would probably say the same thing about me doing drag because they don't understand. So you can continue to not understand. I am not, while I do stand by the opinion of educating people is more important and more effective, I don't need to always put my emotional labor into doing that. So I'm deciding to not do that today. That is a boundary I'm setting. God created us in his image, so God does drag too. That's fun. I like that. Okay, Cherry, I'll have yours right after I finish this with Cheesy. Do you want like a general, Cherry, do you want a general question or do you have a specific question? So what to focus on for 2023? It's giving a lot of like, oh, we've got Queen energy now. We got Queen energy now. I see. More realized energy. So we start with what I'm getting overall is like focusing on family, healing, and not being too overworked. Those are like the main three. So we have the Six of Swords here talking about healing and like coming back more to yourself, stuff like that. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles. She's in this like strong, she's generous, patient, pragmatic. This is a strong like career building, financial stability energy. We love Queen energy, we do. We have the Queen of Wands. Dynamic, confident, strong-willed. There's a lot of Queen energy. Okay, then we have the Six of Cups. Let me go back into here. There she is. Integrating memory, reunion, exchange, integrating your past with your present, heartfelt exchange between you and your surroundings, deeper connections with your sense of home and family. And then we have the Ten of Wands here, which is this feeling of like being overworked or overburdened or carrying other people's burdens on your shoulders. So to be aware that that could easily come up this year, because you are becoming, basically it feels like you're becoming more settled into yourself as a person. The more you focus on like healing and gratitude and all of that stuff, because like essentially what I'm getting is like you're doing enough. Overworked me, never. Like, you're doing enough, and you don't have to force yourself to do more. It's just a matter of doing what you're doing, being consistent with what you love doing, and then don't overwork yourself more because you feel like you're not doing enough. You're doing enough. I hope that helps. And again, if anybody has like additional questions, you can ask for sure. Baby steps are fine. Got you. Yeah. Because there is, like, in the first general reading, it was talking more about like career, like streaming and different stuff like that. But as far as like your personal, like how you're gonna feel about the year, it's gonna be focused probably more on this idea of like taking one step at a time and focusing on your own, on yourself and your family. Yeah, that'll probably be like what you, by the end of the year, you're gonna feel like that's all you did, but then you're gonna look at what all you did and there's gonna be so much more to it. Oh, thank you, Cheesy. That's so sweet of you. I try to have both grace and patience, also with myself, but I try to have it with others. It can really fluster me. It did fluster me. I'm sure you noticed, but like, yeah. You know what's crazy to me about what just happened too is that you have to literally go look to find somebody doing this to then do that. Like, they literally looked for somebody to hate on. I doubt that showed up on their recommended page. This is not a popular category on Twitch. Yeah, well, thank you for coming to my site. I really appreciate it. I know that this stuff, especially for people who have a very strict view of Christianity, it seems like the devil to them, right? And again, I have no idea what they said after a certain time, so I don't want to know. But like, it's crazy. Right? Just like heartache and ugh, yeah. But it's I understand where they're coming from. I've heard it my whole life. It's nothing new. Or if it did, they do a lot, right? Yeah, if this came up on their recommended, then they have a habit of going into other people's stuff to say shit to them. It's funny because, you know, there's a lot of assuming that goes on with it too, because I one time had a person who got really offended that I said, I'll pray for you, because they didn't like what I was talking about and didn't agree with any of this stuff. And they were like, please don't. And I was like, geez, like, wow. You don't know me or my heart or anything about what I believe, and you're going to just assume a lot. That's cool. That's fine. The internet is just assumptions. My guard went up as soon as they asked if they could ask you a question. Yeah. I was expecting one of those weird ones because of their name. I was expecting them to be like, do you like this or that? And have it be like a really weird question. But yeah, usually if somebody pops into the chat and doesn't say hi or like doesn't really say much, they just say like hi and then they say, can I ask you a question? It's always somebody you're gonna end up banning for the most part. Or at least that's been my experience. It's usually not somebody who wants to hang out. I thought it was a bot or something, honestly. I went to my grandma's church for the first time in forever. The pastor looked at me and said, all gays are going to hell. Oh my God. That's the other thing that makes no sense to my brain is in Christianity, you want people to hear the word of God. right? You want people to have Jesus in their life and in their heart. So why are you turning people away by yelling at them for things that you think are sins when those are things that is between them and God anyway, and you have nothing to do with it at all? And you telling them about it isn't helping you. If anything, like, God's gonna be like, why did you treat people like that? I didn't tell you to treat people like that. Just saying. A regular sane person asks. We just go haywire with chatting. Yeah, for sure. Do you like tentacle porn? Okay, Cherry, are you ready? I think yours was 4, and you wanted a general reading, I think? General, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be wearing the free mom hugs for gays when I get there too. Do it. I love those. I don't know. If I'm gonna finish this thought process, I think that if God saw how a lot of Christians, I think if Jesus came down today and saw what Christians were doing, because I think that he can see, but I think that if he had a say, like if he was saying to us like what he thought, I think he would be like, this is what you're doing is technically, you know, like the whole like using God's name in vain, that never meant like saying, oh my God, or GD or anything like that, or holy shit or anything. It never meant like that. That was how we interpreted it over time. But what it really meant was don't use God to do things that are against what God believes. And there are so many things that Christians do that, and again, I consider myself a Christian, but not one of these Christians. But like, I might just consider myself a Christian because it's what I grew up with, and I still believe in God or in Jesus. But like, so many Christians use Jesus or God to project hate onto other people, and I think that's what he meant by don't use my name in vain. Some people can't believe in something that they cannot see, right? See My Belly Button is such a, like, how did you come up with that name? Again, if you hear my mom, she's going to the bathroom. She's in pain. She just had hip surgery, so it's okay. I'm just letting people know, because they'll be concerned if they hear you. Okay, Cherry. Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. There's so much positivity. Tell her I cry when I pee too. I empathize with Mama Glam right now. Surgery is no joke, honestly. I'm having to do the gas station squat. We have like one of those things on the potty where it's like so it's higher, so the toilet's higher. Cause yeah, it's harder to get up from a seated position. I actually don't know. We're supposed to like go do Christmas stuff and like go to people's houses. I don't know how that's gonna go. I'm a little anxious about it. When my son was younger, he used to show us his tummy and say, "See my belly button," and I used that quote for my name. That's adorable. So every time you see the name, you think of your son. That's adorable. Okay. Cherry, we have a lot of positivity. It's here. There's okay, I'll go in order. We have the Nine of Pentacles here, which talks about generosity coming into your life, like unknowingly, like money, abundance, just generosity coming from all angles into your life. We have Justice, meaning to have balance. Maybe there's some areas of your life that have felt really unjust that are going to shift in the new year. But it could also just be like needing to find balance in your life in general. Then we have the Four of Swords, which is needing to rest. Like, be sure to take time to rest. Be sure to give yourself grace to do so. And take the time to focus on you and relax a bit. You know, it's okay if things are slowed down a little bit. And then we have the Lovers, which again could indicate, since it's in the furthest position, a new relationship. It could also indicate strengthening your relationship to yourself, or even falling more in love with what you're doing in life. I'm gonna pull just like a couple more, and I just want to see what else it says. My brain went to VeggieTales song. VeggieTales is adorable. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, because then we have some warnings here. It can be easy to start becoming like disillusioned, feeling like depressed, feeling anxious, feeling overworked. But those are going to be more fleeting feelings, not something that plagues you. We have the Star, stepping into like stepping into your intuition, feeling more comfortable in general, feeling that light and positivity, because there's all these new opportunities and doorways opening up for you, and also more chances to work with other people, if that's something that you have wanted to do, to have more of like a collaborative effort and things. So just know that like if you are dealing with like depression or anxiety specifically, like where it's maybe not triggered by a specific thing, or it's triggered by just life in general, but nothing like, you know, nothing dramatic, like not like somebody died or something. It's gonna be like, you know, just the usual like today feels really shitty for no reason and I don't know why. Like, just recognize that those are going to be fleeting, passing feelings, and not things that are going to be draining you as much as they might have before. So I hope that that helps or resonates in some way. If anybody has any like follow-up questions they want to ask, or if you would like to get a reading and you're just hanging out watching, let me know. You can either jump into the tarot queue with channel points, or just let me know in the chat your life path number or your full birthday, month and year in the chat, and if you want a general reading or if you have a specific question. Thanks, it does. Okay, good. I also could do a collective reading if people were interested, where I can... What's in the stars for chat's love lives? Can I get a love reading if I redeem more points? You don't have to redeem points. You can just ask. What just happened? Oh, the collective chat's love reading is that we're feeling like it's never gonna come. But yeah, I can definitely do a love reading. In fact, let me get a specific deck. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. You're so cute. My dog's just waiting for me to be done. His whole life is just waiting for me to be done. This is the flashcards that I made for the deck I've been working on. It's so many though. I don't know if the deck can be this big. But I have that, so we can work with that. But I was gonna use this one specifically. I'm not just focused on my love life sets. I have literal healing to do for the next couple of months. But I'm still curious. Oh, totally. That might be, honestly, needed. You know, I think that the universe is doing stuff like that on purpose. I don't think that we're really in a space within the first part of this year where it's going to be good. I love your tarot deck cards. The art is so pretty. Thank you so much. The ones that I usually use are from the Druid Craft tarot deck. It's like, it's my absolute favorite. I have a lot of oracle cards though that are other decks, and I have a couple other tarot decks, but this is the one for me. Like if it ever gets so bad, I'll eventually have to buy another deck. Like I should probably buy a backup deck. But yeah, I have this deck is specifically for like love stuff. But yeah, I was gonna say, okay, I think that the beginning of the year is not really a great time to start relationships this year. I think it's gonna be more in the springtime and the summer and the fall. Like every time after the spring is gonna be a good time. So having this time to heal is probably a really good thing, because it'll basically stop you from going too fast into something that maybe won't be as good if you just waited, type of thing. I don't know. That's what she said. It's so big. Like for instance, one of my coping skills that I've learned, that is, it's like a thing I innately do that I didn't realize I do, is that when I'm going through something, my default is to then over romanticize relationships in my head that could happen in the future. And I get really too hyper focused on them and start to get too attached and hoping and praying that it happens, type of thing. So I had the other day the person I was hyper fixating on finding out that they were like in a relationship, and it shattered it. And I think that was on purpose, because even if like the possibility of me ever ending up with that person, I think is still open, to me it closed it off for now and the immediate future, which then is helpful because I need to really focus on other shit anyway. It's not like that I honestly don't even know the person. So it's not like it has anything, there's like no way that it could even happen. So I was hyper fixating for no reason, but it's just, I'm a romantic. I'm just gonna go with that. But it was good that it shattered, because now I like can focus on my own shit and stop thinking about it as much. But I do that as like a coping skill. Same TBH, all right? All right, Mojo. I'm gonna pick a few. I'm gonna pick 4. The number that came up was 4. I'm gonna pick 4. Okay. They're so fucking random. which when that's the case, it usually tells me that like it usually tells me that it's not there right now. So hold on, let me ask it a different way. Oh, no problem. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate having you here. I hope that you have a good sleep. I hope you have a good holiday. I'm gonna try to stream on Christmas if I have the energy, just to like hang out with people for a little while and do like community games or something for people if they don't have anybody to hang out with. So we'll see how that goes, hopefully. There are gonna be a variety of lovers in her life. Let me see. I think that on the path that you're currently on, it looks like life is telling you to focus on yourself more. And there's like forgiving and learning, finances and career. There is like a wedding one here. So maybe there will be like a wedding where you might meet somebody at. But there's also like unrequited love. There's just like, I'm just getting that it's like, keep focusing on yourself and it will just like pop out. It will like surprise you. It'll be like out of nowhere. Like, let me ask. If you just like focus on yourself for the year, or just focus on yourself in general, what will come of that? Hi, Sassy Ginger. What a cute name. Okay, I'll put you next for the next reading. Oh my god, I literally got Love Yourself First as the first card that came out. Yeah. Love Yourself First. Then I got Reconciliation. I don't know if that's going to be like with somebody that you've actually dated before or with somebody who is like a soul part of your, like a soul mate of yours that maybe you haven't met yet. But then it has like Make the Effort and True Love. So I feel like the more that you work on yourself, the opportunity is going to present itself to you. Let's get glam married and invite Mojo. I'm down. I don't know. I do, like, my focus is to, even though, like, I really do want a relationship, my focus is to work on myself, because if I do that, then I know I'll attract somebody more on my wavelength, you know? My health issues definitely made it where I need to focus on myself. Also no to any of my exes. Right, yeah. I think it's more so, like, maybe somebody that, because like soulmates, first of all, I believe that we have many soulmates and they're not all romantic. They're like friendship or sisterly or whatever. Like soulmates are people whose soul that you resonate with, that you recognize, and that you feel like you've known them for longer than you ever have. Like that's to me what a soulmate is. So sometimes when you meet somebody, it's like, I feel like I've known you before. That kind of thing. So when it's brought up like reconciliation, I felt like it was more like that, like a familiarity with somebody. Okay, Sassy, let's get your life path number. Do you want more of a general reading or do you have like a specific question?
am I old? Why am I fat?
Oh.
I just want to address the elephant in the room. Why am I old? Why am I fat? Why am I old? Why am I fat? Why am I old? Why am I fat?
Hi, welcome in. How are you? Thank you so much for the raid. How are you doing? How was your stream? I might do a little raid video for y'all. Thank you so much for bringing people over. How are you doing? How's your, were you doing art today? Were you doing makeup today? Yeah. What kind of look did you do? I love your new I love your banner too. Aerial body paint. Oh my gosh, how fun. That is so fun. Well, everyone please go check out Nikki. Aerial body paint. I want to go look at it. That sounds really cool. I know you've been here before. Thank you so much for bringing your people over. I really appreciate it. Tarot is fun, right? I was just about to do a reading, but let me give you guys my little raid video so you can see a little bit more about what I do on this channel and see if you maybe want to follow. Let me get you right here. Okay, and then we're going to get back into readings. I'm doing a reading next for Sassy. Okay, here you go. Don't hook up with me! Ah! No! No! Not Ken.
Chelsea,
We're glad you're... I did it again. What the fuck is this? Get away from me! You don't know me. You don't know my life. Hot dog realness. Do we like the hot dog?
Damien, I'm going to tell you a secret. Damien, I'm going to have every single one of you impregnate me by the end of this Let's Play.
Drugs. I don't want to get the drugs. I want to live my beach life. Oh my god, that is terrifying.
to change Ken's outfit. Click on the continue
That's
button.
fucking
You can select the
terrifying.
outfit
Are you
type.
serious with me right now? Look at him.
I'm blending in.
We're getting closer.
I'm being sneaky. Did you know that he will swing on a swing? Excuse me. Did you just pee on my dog? You just wear the top. It looks like you're wearing a condom. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. If you like what you see, please be sure to give a follow. And yeah, tonight we're doing some tarot stuff because we have a new moon. It's the perfect time to work on manifesting and getting clear on what you want to do in the new year. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. We were doing, please feel free to go de-stream, do whatever you need to do. Thank you again for bringing people over. I really, really appreciate it. So sweet of you. I need to repay the favor sometime soon. Okay, so we were about to do a reading for Sassy Ginger. A general reading. What I do is I go based off of people's life path numbers in numerology. So that's how many cards I'll pick for them. So your life path number is 4. Hold on, what's happening? It's not moving. Go up. Why is this? What's happening? Okay, there it is. 4 is the worker, practical with a love of detail. 4s are trustworthy, hardworking, and helpful, ruled by Uranus. Trustworthy, helpful, steady, logical, self-disciplined, problem-solving. Could also be contrary, stubborn, or narrow. They always got to throw in the negatives. Okay, so just in general, let's see what we get. If you would like a reading, you can get into the queue by, there's channel points down there. You can use channel points to get in the queue, or you can comment either your life path number, which you can get from the pinned comment on that website if you don't want to share like your birthday in the chat, or you can just type your birthday, month, and year in the chat, and I'll calculate it for you. And then what kind of question you have. Hi, Lemon. Welcome in. How are you? Okay. We got Sassy's right here. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay. All right, so we got the Queen of Wands saying like you're a pretty strong, confident, strong-willed, dynamic person. We have the Princess of Cups energy, which is very like loving, creative, motherly, tender. It could symbolize the beginning of relationships. It could symbolize just a much more like a nurturing person, or a nurturing viewpoint of life, changing into be more like graceful with yourself. Then we have the Two of Pentacles telling you to focus on creating better balance in your life, better like work-life balance, better like there's a lot of things that need to be juggled, but you like simplifying the things that you can, streamlining the things that you can, so that life is working, so that like you're co-creating with life as opposed to life happening to you. And then we have the Five of Swords. So it's kind of a caution of to not, like, you might feel really defeated. There might be some fear going into this. Let me pull a couple extra just to see. Yeah. There might be some fear, some like doubting that like you've been through a lot and you feel like there's no way, but there's the Ten of Cups here telling you that there is like that what's coming is, and what you've been working towards is actually coming to fruition. Like you can have all of this stuff working out. You can have a career, you can have stability, you can have family, you can have loving relationships, and it would all like just coming together. And then we have the Lord here, which is a very powerful like masculine energy coming in to say like you have the power to create what you want, the structure that you want, the life that you want. It's essentially like taking the masculine energy of like, you know, like that entitled male energy of like, how can I own all of this, harness that energy. Obviously not in like a really entitled way, but like in a way of, I can do this. I am creating what I want. I haven't seen Disco. Disco usually doesn't come to these. Disco's not into this kind of stuff. Let's see. So, would anyone else like a reading tonight? Because the queue is currently open. Because if not, I could also do collective readings, where basically I make 3 different piles of cards, and then you pick the pile that screams out to you the most. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I could do a collective reading where I make 3 different piles, and you would choose the pile that resonates the most with you, and then I could do that. Can I do a reading for future relationships? For sure. Let me see. I might get some of the other cards too. Are you feeling really disillusioned by it because you feel like things haven't worked out before, so they're not going to work out again? Like, yes. There's you're currently in a period of like this card symbolizes like harvesting and abundance and bringing in new things and being able to like harvest the things that you've already cultivated in your life. We do have the King of Wands. What's he trying to say? Resolute, inquiring, optimistic. I think that the main thing that's going to need to happen is healing the perspective around relationships, believing that not only is it possible that the person's out there, but having an inner knowing that they are out there and that you're going to find them when the right time is right. I'm going to pull some of these too. Your pain is spiking. Oh, thank you, Cheesy. I hope that the pain feels a little, I hope it feels a little better. Your reading on the full moon super helped me. I stopped searching. I've had a peaceful few weeks by not seeking and being present, so I don't need a reading right now as I'm on my path. I want to thank you a lot. Oh, thank you so much. That's so lovely to hear. That's so lovely to hear. Thank you so much.
Bruh.
This is what I'm here for. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. We had a mean person earlier, so that makes me feel really happy. Yeah. So I think sassy. Like the first thing that came out was it is safe for you to love. It is safe for you to love. And I think that the more that you embrace that viewpoint, the more that it will come out. Gee, Lemon, you're so funny. Right in the feels. Lemon's like, you gotta wear these glasses. Is this a bad time? I'm gonna do tarot readings with these glasses. Set a timer for 3 minutes. Ooh. Kaleidoscope tarot. Oh my god. Okay, we do have then romantic feelings, finances and career and engagement. So it is in the future if you let the guard down type of thing. It's zen. So it is, love is in the future. It's a matter of dispelling, like when I was talking earlier about limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are beliefs that we acquire over time based on experiences that we've had, and or like things that people have told us, or things that people have, like views that people have instilled upon us. And the more that we recognize where those are in our lives and deconstruct them, in order to look at things from a healthier viewpoint again. Like for instance, if relationships have never worked out, so you just believe they're not going to work out because they haven't worked out yet. Or even like with work, or like people could always be like cheating on you. I can't take you seriously with these glasses. I know. But like the more that you can figure out what your limiting beliefs are, which is like, for instance, what you tell yourself, right? Where you'll be like, I'm never gonna find someone. Well, that's just not true. But if you have that mindset, then you are projecting that. Like, and also you wouldn't be able to even notice, like, for instance, my mom has always said that in recent years. She's like, I'm never gonna find someone. And I'm like, well, yeah, if that's what you believe, then that's the truth. Because you're gonna not even be able to see it if somebody came into your life and was like really into you. Like you wouldn't even notice it if somebody was hitting on you at the supermarket, because you just believe it's not a thing for you. So I think the more that you continue to shift perspectives on limiting beliefs and whatever they may be, and then hold on, a good example. Have you ever heard anyone say, I'm not lucky or I have the worst luck? Right. I just saw somebody talking about how they started saying to themselves, I am so lucky and I have the best luck and everything always works out for me. And then they were like, it does. It just does. It's manifestation. 100%. And that's why like so many other people, that's why like when I say that people aren't there, I don't really think that people are realists. I think people are pessimists because they're basing their realism based on their experiences. And if your experiences were only negative, then you're only going to have a negative viewpoint of that thing. Oh. Can you take me seriously now? That is so hard for me. You know, it is hard, but you'll start to recognize, like the more that you start to, for instance, let me try to give some examples of ones that I've shifted because it takes time. Like they come up over time. You're not like always going to know what all of your stuff is, you know? For instance, I had a limiting belief of I need fear to motivate me. Like fear is like if I'm afraid that I'm going to fail, then I'm going to do better because I'm going to whatever. I like the truth you speak. Thank you. But what I realized is like fear is a distraction from the goals. Fear is not a good motivator. The only way to really achieve your goals is to slowly work at them. And if you are constantly in fear of not doing enough, then what you're really doing is inhibiting you from doing more. Fear is the mind killer for sure, right? Another one was like, I'm disappointed I'm not receiving what I need in my relationship with like, and that was actually with like my mom or my dad, but also just in general, like I'm in relationships too. And then what I realized was I can't expect them to be more than they have shown me that they are. You know, it's like a lot of the limiting beliefs that we have are things like that, or everyone I love leaves me because I have abandonment issues because my dad left when I was younger. But I have reframed that as my love is never a factor in anyone coming in or out of my life. If they are meant to stay, they will make every effort to stay. It has nothing to do with me and my love for them. It has everything to do with them and their stuff. I feel like I've been in a complete self-sabotage era. I totally get that. I've been in that for the past like 2 years. After everything with like COVID and being more isolated and all the stuff and like having to like restart basically my whole career to an extent, it feels very much like that. And you've survived it all. Good job. I mean, true, right? You've survived. You got through that. And a lot of times, and for me especially, it felt like life was happening to me and I didn't have any say in what I was going to do or what I was going to, I just felt like a victim of life, right? But the more that I work on healing, the more I realize I actually have way more control than I thought I did. I actually feel like a lot of the stuff that I was holding on to was like other people's opinions, other people's thoughts of what I should be doing, or other people's beliefs on me, or and trying to hide things that would make things uncomfortable with family members or whatever. For instance, me doing tarot, they would be really uncomfortable if they found that out, and they would like be worried for my soul type of stuff. Or like me doing drag, they don't really know that either. And I hide a lot of myself from them because of those things, because this is what feels right to me, but they don't understand that. And it can be, so the more that you recognize the areas of which you have suppressed yourself or are holding back, also helps to figure out like what areas of limiting beliefs you might have. And if you have that, ask yourself, is that a fact? Is that true? Is that true for everyone? Because if it's not true for everyone, like, it's not true in general. It's just an experience you had, and it could go completely differently the next time. You know? Some people meet... I forget my life path number again. I forgot it too. There is a link pinned for a website where that website's confusing. Okay. I should write down anybody who's a regular so I always have it. Well, to me, I'm not smart. Well, just let me, if you don't want it, you just let me know the birth date again and I'll come up with it. I'm trying to remember what it was. Was it 8? There was a lot of 8s the other day. I think it's 8. Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna laugh so hard if it's 8. Yeah, it's 8. Great, I love that. The manager. 8 is the manager, strong, successful, material vibration ruled by Saturn, ambitious, business-minded, practical, leading, authoritative, successful, courageous, accomplished, organized. Could also be tense, narrow, materialistic, and forceful. Again, if you want to look into numerology, it's a super cool thing. There's so much more to your numerology chart than just like your life path number, and there's so many things even more about your life path number than what I said. It's just kind of like a basic overview type of thing. Have you heard of human design? Oh, I love human design, yeah. I've done human design for me and like other people. It is a really cool way of looking at things. Another, like, it's a similar idea to astrology, but different. I don't even really understand how it's calculated, but, and the courses to learn how to do it are so damn expensive because it's a fairly new type of thing. I guess not new, but it's like newer. I don't know. You're a projector, emotional authority, split definition, 3-5, martyr, hectic. Ooh. I'm a projector, I think, too. It's weird to do others and see what theirs are, too. Okay, Lemon, do you want a general reading or do you have a specific question? General, okay. Team projector, yeah. Heart. Exclamation heart. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, of course, when I like got into all of this stuff, I mean, human design came way later, but I like got into numerology pretty early on, along with astrology. I always want to take more classes in astrology though, because I feel like there's so much more to learn that I haven't even touched the surface of. There's also just so much to remember. My brain seems to not remember it as easily as I do other things. Okay. Lemon. Lemon, it feels like a roller coaster. Are we on a roller coaster? a big one. Just like there's positive and there's like pretty much baby wee. Gibby me. Okay, so we start with the Queen of Cups, which is a nurturing, motherly type energy in a person. It could be in you or in somebody else. Then we have the Two of Swords, which is feeling like you are needing to make a choice between two different paths and feeling like kind of helpless or depressed, or like it's hard to make a decision, or like I don't like feeling like you're missing out on things, that kind of energy. But we have the Knight of Cups talking about there's success, there's friendship, there's community, there's happiness here, there's positivity, there's a coming together of like of family and just feeling like there's a reason to celebrate. And then we have the Six of Swords talking about healing, coming back to yourself as a person. It could even mean like reuniting with people in general, but it's like a lot of healing. I like that you don't have to look them up. I do sometimes, because sometimes I'm not getting a super clear view, but there's a lot of times where like, you know, maybe I'll need like, okay, well, what else does this say that I'm not remembering? But yeah. Oh, no problem, Sassy. Thank you so much. I hope that everything goes well. Work on tonight and like for the like next day or so is a really good time to work on thinking about things that you want to let go of for the new year and things that you want to bring in the new year and manifest into the new year. So if you have any time to do that tonight, that would be a really great time to do it. Okay. So yeah, we have healing and kind of returning here, and then we have the World. So everything is going to feel like, the more that you work on yourself, the more you'll feel connected and in flow, and things will like feel just so good. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is feeling like secure in your stability, like financially, career-wise, like starting to feel more comfortable in that setting. But there is also here, it's cautioning you. Well, there's also here, this is about like feeling defeated, feeling like you've put so much into something and it not panning out. Let me pull a couple more, which could be, honestly feels like the career, because it's especially right next to the career. And I know that you've been having, I think you mentioned you've been having trouble with work and stuff. Ooh, yeah. I was actually deciding if I want to quit my one job and go full-time at my other, and they agreed to give me more hours if I do. Ooh. I'm seeing here, like, okay, she's, the more like objective and aloof and like intellectual you can look at things is probably the best way to handle it, because then we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is like harvesting abundance, harvesting gain, and then like the Three of Cups, which is like friendship and good times with people around you. Yeah, so I think that the more that you try to look outside of yourself from a like from an outside point of view and look at the situation, like, does it bring me joy? Could I do something else? What are the what are the pros and cons type of thing, and going into it that way, because that will show you like an absolute yes or no. Okay, Mojo, I hope that you sleep well. Thank you for being here. I hope that you feel better. I hope that you're healing well. I'm sending you lots of love. Of course, Lemon. hope that helps a bit. If anyone else wants a reading, let me know. Oh, thank you. I try to, like, one of the things I want to use my platform for is to help not only encourage people on their healing journey, but also to empower people in any way that I can. And doing these always makes me feel like I actually am doing a little bit of that. I actually get to, like, help talk. I get to talk about healing. I get to talk about manifestation and, like, all the things that I've been learning about and on my journey, and it's a nice space to do that. So I'm glad that, people are interested. Okay, I think I'm gonna do, if nobody else wants a reading right now, then I'm gonna do a collective reading, which will be like a timeless reading. So, like, when I put this on YouTube, or I put this, or you watch the VOD, then this could be like a reading that you could get for yourself. Okay, I'm gonna do that right now, actually. So we'll do a collective reading. There's gonna be 3 decks here. This is group 1. This will be group 2. And this one will be group 3. Okay, then I'm going to put a crystal on each one. And you pick whichever one resonates the most with you. Group 1 will be amethyst. Group 2 will be rose quartz. Group 3 will be sodalite. There we go. So this is group 1. I know it's kind of confusing. It's the other way around. But group 1 is amethyst. Group 2 is rose quartz. And group 3 is sodalite. So whichever one calls out to you, think about that one. I usually when I see these or people do these, I usually end up picking the middle one, and I feel like I'm always like, is that an automatic response, or like, do I always want the middle one? But this time I actually want the first one. So we'll see what the first one says. Okay. So the first one was the amethyst group. Okay, let's see what we have. Ooh. Fair. Okay, so we have the Feralt first, who talks about harmony and, like, things kind of coming together, creative energy, new creative energy. We have the King of Cups, who is tolerant, sincere, grounded, from a grounded place. We have the Four of Swords, telling you it's totally cool to rest right now. Rest is actually really needed. It's needed for you, it's needed in general, and it's good to rest. You are gonna go through times where things are gonna be slow, and that's perfectly normal. We have the Fool, who is the beginning of a new journey, the beginning of, like, he's getting ready to walk off the cliff, right? Tarot is essentially the Fool's journey through, like, all the tarot is essentially the Fool and their journey through life. And so this is starting a new journey, a whole new path, and taking the risk. You're walking off the cliff, you don't know what's over there. You don't maybe even have a full plan, and that's okay, because the Fool is like, let's go, I'm ready for the risks. But beware of overburdening yourself, burnout, feeling like you're taking on too much. You don't need to do more. You just need to focus on what you're doing. It's enough. What you're doing already is enough, and you don't have to add more to your plate. You just have to keep going with what you're doing and be sure to rest, be sure to take care of yourself. You're on the right path. That's group 1. Group 2 is the rose quartz. Perfect for self-love. Oh, and there's some tender love energy here too. Just like right off the bat. Oh my god, wow, this is positive. Okay. So we start off with the Princess of Cups, who is very tender, loving, maternal. It could be the creative, like a new creative phase, a new relationship, different things like that. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about generosity, an overwhelming amount of abundance coming into your life. The Ten of Pentacles, which is like the full completion of like all of this. Like you're creating a legacy, you're building a legacy, you're creating so much in your life and building it for the future. We have the King of Pentacles. There's a lot of pentacle energy here, which tells me that there's a lot of like there's more financial stability coming to you. This is a person who's responsible, who is generally, yeah, you're creating this legacy. And then we have the Sun. There's just so much positivity. It's a bright, bright light right there. Like there's so much abundance and positivity with this group that you are building something and it is growing beyond your wildest imagination. So really, really positive. And then for the third group, we have Sodalite. Ooh. Right off the bat with the Lovers. Now this could indicate a current relationship, a relationship with yourself, or a past relationship. But you are currently in a time of stillness, of connecting to yourself, currently connecting to your intuition and like feeling like you're at a time of like building, because you have the Three of Pentacles here, building skill, building wealth, building a new, like you have a foundation laid, but you're building onto it more. Like it's just, the foundation is like fresh concrete that's been laid like 2 days ago, and you're starting to build more on top of that. We have the Four of Cups, which is telling you like don't be too like you might feel like you're missing out on opportunities, you might feel like you're going too slow, you might feel like there's you might feel like you're this like depression or anxiety, but right on the other side of that is harvesting gain, harvesting abundance, so much abundance coming into your life. So this feeling is more of a fleeting feeling. Don't give it too much energy, because there is so much positivity and abundance coming into your life. But don't be afraid to like have things be slower. It's okay for things to move at a slower pace. In our society, we move so quickly that we feel like if we move slowly, everything's gonna fall apart. But it's not gonna fall apart. Okay. My mom's obviously in a lot of pain. All right. I think I'm gonna end it there. We haven't been on that long, but well, it's been like 2.5 hours. But thank you all for being here. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to, I think I'll add in the Discord the prompt that we were working on earlier with manifesting, so you can get an idea of like what kind of things to think about for what you want to make manifest in the future. And I'll put that in the Discord right here. So if you want to join the Discord, that's where it will be. Yeah, I'm gonna head out because my mom is in a lot of pain and she needs some help from her. My mom had hip surgery, so I'm gonna go help her out. But thank you so much again. Let's find somebody to raid. I hope she heals quickly. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. It's not as, she's had a bunch of replacement surgeries over the years. This one's not as bad as some of the other ones that I can remember, but it's still, you know, it's a surgery, so it can be pretty painful. Let me take you guys over to, who should we go see? Let's go hang out with Abby. Abby's on. Thank you so much, Cheesy. There you are. Okay. We're gonna go hang out with Abby for a little bit. Abby is a beautiful, beautiful soul. I'm sure you'll love hanging out over there. I'm not 100. I think it says that they're playing The Sims, so that looks like fun. We love The Sims here. Here is the raid message if you're a follower. If you are, we'll just go with that one. I don't have the other one on me right now. So here is the raid message. And thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. I will be trying to do a stream on Christmas Day. I will let you know in the Discord if that happens. Usually I'm on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, but I can't tomorrow, but I might be able to on Christmas Day, and we'll do some more next week, obviously. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody. Have a beautiful night. I hope that you spend some time manifesting and bringing in all that good energy. This next year is going to be really, really good. I can feel it. It really is. There's a lot of astrology around it. This is, it's going to be so much better than it has been, and I'm just really excited. So, gross. Okay, bye.